Troy is a school that doesn't get enough respect for the football program that they have put on the field. They typically have some really solid talent year after year, and they usually have a couple of pretty solid NFL draft prospects. We talked about their edge rusher, Javonsolomon, who is a very solid player, but today we're going to be talking about their running back prospect, Kimani Vidal. The school's all-time leading rusher and a player who is second in the draft in terms of career rushing touchdowns. Where does Vidal end up going in the 2024 NFL Draft? That is what we will be talking about in today's video. But hey guys, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment and let me know which players you guys want to see me talk about in a future video, and without further ado, let's take a closer look at Kimani Vidal. Vidal has been incredibly productive for the Trojans over the last few seasons. In 2022, he finished the year with 1,132 yards and 10 touchdowns on 231 carries. He was incredibly productive, and that production carried over into 2023, where the numbers were even better. He finished the year with 1,661 yards and 14 touchdowns on 297 carries. He has a lot of mileage on his legs, but he's been very impressive for Troy, and he flashed at the Senior Bowl as well. He's a player who has some interesting potential. Vidal is a player who has incredible production, which is pretty hard to just look over. He's a player who is at the top of the class in both touchdowns and rushing yards. With that though, comes a lot of mileage on his legs. Running backs as a position have a shorter lifespan than others, and Vidal already has over 700 carries at the collegiate level, and that is something that does concern me, but you can't deny the production. An area that I absolutely love about Vidal's game is his patience. He's one of the more patient runners in the draft class, and he waited for the holes to open up. His quickness and lateral quickness is something that I really value about him, and he did a good job of bouncing to the outside as well, and I think that's going to translate very well to the NFL level. Vidal is a smaller back, but he does a very nice job of running up the middle as well as running to the outside. We mentioned the lateral quickness and his ability to run outside, but he could also be just an up the middle runner. He runs tough through the tackles, and I'm not 100% sure how that's going to translate to the NFL, but it is very nice to see on tape. Vidal doesn't have the most elite speed in the draft. His initial burst and quickness is good, but his long-range speed is something that I'm not in love with. His 4.46 40-yard dash is not something that I love, and it's something that I am a bit worried about. He's a bit slower in terms of his change of direction as well, and I don't think it's going to affect him a ton, but it is something worth noting. Another area that I don't love about Vidal is his abilities as a receiver. He tends to try and catch the ball with his chest and not his hands. He hasn't really been used as a receiving threat at all for Troy, and I want to see him be a bit more of a dual threat running back when he gets to the NFL. I know it sounds like I've been hating on Vidal the whole video, but I'm not. He has some tools I really like. I like his quickness. The production is very hard to deny, and he's got the ability to run inside and outside. I don't think he's going to be a superstar by any means, but I definitely think he could be a nice rotational running back for a team. He is my number 14 running back in the draft class. I think he has some interesting upside, and is going to be very valuable for a team. Vidal is pretty scheme versatile. He can run inside, he can run outside, and he has the power to fight through contact. I love how versatile he can be used. I think he could do some pretty solid things in the NFL. Simply due to running styles and scheme versatility, I really like the comparison of Jaylen Warren to Kimani Vidal. Neither of them are the most explosive running backs in the world, neither of them are the greatest athletes in the world, but they show good burst, and they show some really solid abilities to break tackles in the open field. Coming up with a comp was very difficult with Vidal because he's undersized and he's not the fastest, but I think Jaylen Warren is a very similar player to Vidal. Kimani Vidal is versatile. He could do a lot of different things on the field. I think that Vidal is going to be a solid player down the board. Like I said, I don't think he's going to be a superstar, but I believe that Kimani Vidal will be a 6th round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft.